Back in as was very well indeed. Now, today we're in the vlog about another amazing thing today. This is subject of levitations, okay? Love levitations, okay? This is where things float, okay? Levitation, okay? Where things float in the air. Kids float in the air, people float in the air, ladies float in the air, okay? No strings, no wires, nothing at all, okay? People levitate, okay? How does levitation work, okay? How do people float, okay? How do people float over the Grand Canyon? How do people float over stages, that kind of stuff? How do people float over the audience's heads? It's amazing stuff, isn't it? Levitation. So today we're vlogging the amazing subject or magic illusion, okay, very baffling indeed, of levitation. Here we're gonna go. So say levitation is one of the most amazing parts of magic illusion, of course, over the years, isn't it? We've seen levitation the last 100 years or so. People levitate, okay? How does levitation really work? Are there strings, wires, hot air? How does levitation really work, okay? In a minute, we're going to look at some of the best levitations of all time, the last 100 years or so, 50 years probably, of some television amazing levitations I've seen done by great magicians, okay? People obviously like Copperfield, Paul Daniels, of course, and people like, of course, Siegfried and Roy, and many magicians doing amazing levitation. Some of them are very expensive indeed, okay? I love levitation. Levitation is very beautiful because levitation is a very visual kind of magic, isn't it, okay? You can see right from your eyes someone floating and levitating, okay? And no wires at all, no strings. How does it work? It's really amazing trick, okay? We're going to kick off, okay? List of amazing levitations, alright, my favourite levitations. With David Copperfield levitation from 1901. This is called the Brazilian levitation, okay? This is where, alright, a beautiful lady comes on stage and he puts on a big fountain, okay, the fountain goes up, okay, the girl lies in the fountain, okay, she levitates up in the air like this, the fountain disappears, and still levitating in the air, she flies around his body, okay. This is amazing levitation full of sexuality and pulse, okay, and rhythm, okay, exoticness, okay. This is the Brazilian levitation, beautiful sound, beautiful lighting, okay. Have a look at this now. This is my favourite levitation, not only because it's great, but also the passion levitation as well, seriously. So sit back, relax, and watch this amazing Brazilian levitation from 901 from the great David Copperfield. Here we go now, have a look at this.
Do you think I want this?
a great levitation, isn't it? Seriously, isn't it? It's one of my favourite levitations. I really love that levitation, okay? And of course, I love the pulsating rhythm of the levitation. It's fantastic, isn't it? And of course, the levitation is amazing because the girl floats right around his body, 360 degrees. It's very impressive indeed, isn't it? Okay. The next levitation, okay, is a real classic. This is by Paul Daniels, a great British magician, Paul Daniels, who lived back in the sort of 80s, 90s, 2000s, okay? He died about 5 years ago. Great guy, okay? Britain's biggest magician, okay? And Paul Daniels back in 1980s, mid-1980s, did an amazing levitation called the Star Wars levitation, okay? This is where, right, he kind of like went under a cloth, floated under a cloth, okay, and was levitated by 3 kind of Star Wars characters, and there's also amazing body switch as well, okay? So check this out. This is a lovely illusion. I like it because I saw this when I was a kid, actually, on the West End Theatre. This every night when I used to do this West End Theatre show back in Prince of Wales Theatre back in 1981 or so. But I love this levitation. It's simple, fast body levitation. Check it out. Here's the version of Astra or Star Wars by Paul Daniels. Have a look at this. And I like Star Wars because, of course, because in that Star Wars levitation, of course, we see body switched on as well, which is really impressive, isn't it? I remember Dan was doing it on the stage, and the audience went erupted and rapture when they saw him doing an amazing body switch levitation illusion as well at the end, isn't it? It's really good, isn't it? Okay, and of course, there's many levitations. And people, of course, do amazing stuff, including, amazing stuff, including levitating on the street. Here's a few clips of people levitating on the street, okay? Street levitation, okay, done by fakirs or magicians in India, and almost 150 years ago, and was created by the French magician Jean-Eugène Robert Houdin in 1850s in Paris, okay, who levitated his son, okay, on a little stick, alright? That levitation is still seen today on the streets of places like London and Tokyo and New York, where people levitate on poles and sticks. Amazing stuff. There's a little clip of it here. Have a look at that. See, that's the street levitation. You might see it when if you go to Covent Garden in London, you probably will see people floating on sticks, okay? That's a version of levitation, say, created by the French magician Robert Houdin 150 years ago, let's say, and originated in Paris, believe it or not, in France, and still done on the street. Still with very good levitation indeed, isn't it, that one, isn't it? Next levitation, okay, I've got to say, It's a kind of spooky one here. This one's Paul Daniels, okay, levitating again his wife, okay. Spooky Halloween levitation, alright, really weird this actually, I love this one. This is outside, okay, in a place called Clarendon House, and Surrey, okay, not far from me near Guildford, okay, and Surrey. Done a Halloween levitation, quite a nice one, this with monks and everything, quite spooky. Have a look at this one. No wires again, that one good. I like the kind of levitation there, isn't it? Of course, we did see a spectacular levitation as well. This is another one by the lovely Pendragons. Pendragons, great American magicians, Pendragons, okay. Well, Americans, great magicians, okay. Beautiful guys, beautiful looking people, lovely bodies, lovely his chest, her legs, you know what I mean? That kind of stuff. That's Pendragons. Remember the Pendragons? They were very popular in America back in the 80s and 90s. Here's their lovely, sleek, clean-cut levitation, okay. She floats around his body, okay, a bit like the Brazilian one. She floats around his body, okay, up and down, okay. Clean cut, no mirrors, no wires, no strings. She floats right around his body. Really simple and clean cut illusion. Have a look at the beautiful clean cut levitation by the Pendragons. Here we go. Stuff, isn't it? Seriously, I love the Pendragons, and Charlotte Pendragon was beautiful, wasn't he? And of course, they were married for years, weren't they? But I think they broke up. But they were great illusionists. I love the levitation as well. Okay, next levitation is going to have to be the amazing Vanishing Car. Okay, Copperfield, of course. David Copperfield, America's big magician, 1990s and 1980s. David Copperfield, okay, big American magician, floats and levitated a big Ferrari. Okay, he wants to go something a bit bigger than floating a lady. They want to levitate and vanish a Ferrari in mid-air. Okay, so Copperfield gets a big red Ferrari, lovely one. Okay, and levitates in the air beneath a cloth, whips the cloth away, and the Ferrari disappears entirely. It's amazing stuff. Okay, done right down in front of a big audience. Okay, really close to the audience as well. Okay, they're pretty close to the Ferrari when he vanishes it. This again is spectacular stuff as well as usual. I love this. Okay, this was done 40 years ago, 1980. Here we go. It's David Copperfield's amazing floating and levitating Ferrari. Have a look at this. It's amazing. I didn't even know how it disappears. It's based again on the astral levitation where the girl floats underneath the cloth. Okay. Now, of course, this was also really designed back in the 1930s and 40s by a magician called Kalanag. Now, Kalanag kind of took levitation on. Did a really stunning levitation, okay? We levitated a lady really close up to the audience again, without any wires again as usual, no strings. And he used to put a hoop over it as well. Hoop proves there's no one there at all, no strings there at all, basically. Kalanag was a German illusionist. Apparently, they said he was a Nazi. I don't know if that's true or not. But apparently he was known as Hitler's illusionist. But anyway, I don't know about that. But certainly he lived in Germany in the 1930s and 40s. And his levitation was bought by Paul Daniels in the 1980s. Paul Daniels did a version of it in the 1990s, actually, on his TV show, Secrets, okay? Hear him levitating his wife and vanishing her, again, using the sort of sheet method, astral levitation. This is the clever and quite baffling Kalanag levitation. Then again, really close to the audience again, with Paul Daniels and David McGee in 1995. Have a look at this as well. I love that one. It's quite a simple one, isn't it? Kalanag levitation, okay? It's quite clever. Let's see how it works, okay? Again, there are no strings, are there? And you can see quite clearly it's quite close to the audience of that levitation. So it's pretty weird, that one, isn't it? As I say, you know. I've seen magicians like Copperfield levitate people over the audience as well, but I always think that's a bit dodgy, okay, sometimes, particularly back in the 80s, okay, when they didn't have that kind of technology to do that kind of levitation. And nowadays we do see people levitating over the audience. Now, in 1990s and 2000s, Siegfried and Roy did another amazing levitation. I love this one, I love this stuff, you do. And where they levitate over the audience. Now Roy actually floats through a hoop of burning fire, okay. Amazing stuff. I love that illusion. That was in my top 10 of all-time illusions. Check out my top 10 of all-time illusions video, okay. But Siegfried floats through a hoop of burning fire and floats over the audience's head, really close over the audience's head. It's really amazing stuff, seriously, okay. It's really baffling, okay. And even, I remember sitting in the audience myself at the Mirage Las Vegas and seeing this illusion. And he literally floats over your head, and I can't see any strings or wires at all, no hot air blows, no strings or wires. It's really amazing stuff, seriously. Look at this now. This is a close-up, ultra close-up levitation by Siegfried and Roy from 1990s 2000, the Mirage Las Vegas. Have a look at this as well. It's really impressive, okay. I like to do levitation myself. Here's a bit of me levitating, close-up levitation, really close up. No strings and wires, levitating a ball, levitating a match, okay. This is where levitation can be brought into close-up situations in the lounge, living room, or close-up in pubs and bars or theatres where you do magic really close-up people's faces, okay. I've seen levitations of objects done in the streets. I know Chris Angel did it as well. I'll do a video on Chris Angel as well, because I want to do a big one of him as well. Chris Angel actually levitates a girl on the street as well, where people right around him, okay, like in the old Indian methods. So here's a bit of me, a little bit of levitation of sort of, you can see levitation of kind of matches and also balls close up to the camera. Have a look at this as well, it's really pretty good. That's me doing it, okay. That's levitation again, done close up again. If you were with me watching that close up again, you wouldn't see how it works because it's pretty impressive. Again, you can't see any wires or strings. It looks pretty good, doesn't it? Okay, but there's so many clever levitations out there. I've even seen people do very close up in pubs and bars, and people literally stand and jump back because they can't believe they're seeing something like a cigarette floating in front of their eyes. Pretty impressive stuff, isn't it? I'm going to say. And some of the technology for these levitations and floats, it's pretty impressive stuff, isn't it? Okay, now you have to do a video about that because I'll teach you more about it. That's kind of a lot of the basic levitation. I think really, I'm going to all through these levitations. There are many levitations on my list here. I'm going to have to sort of say the biggest of the whole lot, of course, was David Copperfield when he levitated the Flying Dream levitation back in 1992, back in the USA, floating around the whole stage like Peter Pan, okay, floating through hoops, floating into crystal glass boxes, okay, floating through hoops of fire, I think, floating with his head. He carried a girl in his arms and floated in arms around the stage. It was really amazing levitation again, done by David Copperfield, of course. Is it really close? That levitation again was quite close, but again, this is probably how Siegfried and Roy did their levitation over the audience, but this is still pretty spectacular, okay? Check out here a little clip now. I've done this many times of the Flying Dream levitation. It was a signature illusion of David Copperfield during the 1990s when he toured around the world, particularly Far Eastern Germany and USA, and also Britain, with this illusion. Check out the Flying Dream by David Copperfield. Very good illusion indeed. So I say it's amazing, isn't it? The technology for that took some years to develop apparently. As I say, again, there's no strings or wires, nothing at all, no hot air balloons, no one carrying hot air inside their clothes or floating with hot air. It was a really amazing illusion, wasn't it? Okay. And so I couldn't really see how it was. I did see it on stage myself live, but it was very impressive, particularly when Copperfield floats through those hoops, revolving kind of hoops. It's very good to do this, seriously. How does he float through hoops? How do you float through his crystal glass boxes? It's amazing stuff, isn't it? Even I can't exactly see how it works, but it's very impressive. If it is wires, it's very clever, isn't it? But how it's done is very clever indeed, okay. That, I believe, illusion is also painted as well, apparently. It's one of the few tricks that's been patented for its technology, okay. It's pretty impressive, isn't it? Let's say, so that's a lot to learn from the levitation. So there's some big levitations there. Star Wars levitation, Brazilian levitation, okay. Street levitations, close-up levitations, okay, astral levitations, Kalanag levitations, okay, and so many good levitations really. My favourite probably is Brazilian levitation, Copperfield did. I love that levitation, Brazilian levitation. I love the panache, the emotions, the sexuality, the blood pumping in it. I love that kind of stuff. I love that when theatre emotions brought into magic, like that kind of thing, you know what I mean? I love that kind of emotionality brought into magic. It adds an extra dimension to magic, thus making the magic more spectacular than it was originally, okay, with the short trick as normal, okay. There's also more by Chris Angel. I'm trying to do a video on Chris Angel, again, because he does terrific stuff as well, and I'm trying to source some copyright-free videos about Chris Angel, okay, because he's a great magician, he's a great Levitation as well. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it very much indeed, okay. Please remember to like, please subscribe, please do, help channel up, please do as well. Please remember to click the links below for 150 videos of magic and chat illusion, okay. Magicians, psychics, okay, mind reading, okay. David Copperfield, Paul Daniels, Chris Angel, Siegfried and Roy, many illusions, apocryphs as well as magicians, so please check the videos as well, please do. And look after yourselves a few more days, please remember to subscribe, help me out, please, so I can bring more magic to you, please subscribe, please do. It costs nothing at all to subscribe, it helps me out, it brings magic stuff to you as well, please do, and also like. See you again very soon, look after yourselves a few more days, see you again very soon, and bye for now.